We're walking the Pennine Way, 13 days, heading north. Day 11 begins with a glorious walk along Hadrian's Wall, taking in the highest point at Winshields Crag and the poignant remains of Sycamore Gap. Leaving the wall behind, we cross Moorland and enter Forestry, becoming increasingly thirsty until the Horneystead Farm Tuck Shop appears like an oasis. Several cream sodas later, we continue through the beautiful Northumbrian countryside to Bellingham. Let's go!
Just breaking camp on the morning of day 11, Pennine Way. But the sun is just coming up, frost on the ground, and mist in the valley. We're up on top of Hadrian's Wall. Just look at this. This makes it worth getting up early in the morning for.
What a morning. What a beautiful morning.
Hello, little fella. Everything is wonderful this morning. Reach Cawfields, a national park. Toilets here and water. West on the wall, visitor centre, tent drying duty, toilets, running water and seating and a gorgeous lake. Perfect for a little stop off. One of the Roman forts. Just past Cawfields Quarry. That's what it would look like. Just off the way is Winshields Farm campsite just down there. Can't be more than half a mile off the way if you need a campsite. As it is, we'll continue over the undulations.
It's quite a workout, isn't it, along here?
It is. We reached the trig. Magnificent view all round. And there, ahead near where the lake is Crag Lough. Lots of dips. And it's Crag Lough and it's lake. Another drop. We have a roller coaster along the wall, I have to say. Fort in the bottom.
We've been climbing there before, haven't we?
We have climbed on there.
See the roots. Nobody there though.
It's in the shade at the moment.
Shade.
Once upon a time, there was a magnificent sycamore here.
The famous Sycamore Gap tree may be gone, but all is not lost. New shoots are now emerging from the stump, giving hope that this much loved landmark still has a future.
And Now we leave Hadrian's Wall, turning left and heading to Bellingham.
We've got about another 13 miles to go to Bellingham. And this is what we're looking at during our lunch break. Dave with his shirt off. Hello! And we're going diagonally across that way, possibly to that plantation over there. Oh, there's a long way before we get to the end today though. Enjoy this warm sunshine while it lasts, live in the moment.
Leaving Hadrian's Wall behind and heading north to Bellingham.
This way, Dave. Pennine Way. Oh God, this is a bit wobbly, isn't it? Bloody hell. Good luck with that.
Into the forestry. Fortunate here, the forest has recently been felled, so we do have some views. Very peaceful section along here. One in the shade.
Enjoying the sunshine in deepest Northumberland.
Another couple of miles on since our boot stop, and it's very nice along here. Pastoral, good paths, and it's really warm. Pit stop, 24 hours. Let's hope so. I'm ready for it. Pit stop, 2 more fields to go. Open 24 hours.
Almost out of water and the signs had done their job.
They're certainly luring us on.
By now we were thinking less about the Pennine Way and more about cold drinks.
But we find a sign that says pit stop, come on in. Too tempting to pass, so we'll go and have a look what there is. Here we are at the pit stop.
What you gonna do when your circuit's being burned out? Staying in your lane, I was zombie, but I still try.
And here it is, the pit stop.
What you gonna do right now?
What do we get? There's even a bed there.
Staring with those eyes, knowing I'm just gonna lay down.
There's teas and coffees and help yourself.
And stuff.
Noodles.
Ouch! I think I'm gonna break down. I've been acting like a good girl way too long.
Cans of Coke in the fridge.
Lemonade. Cream soda. Iron brew. What do you fancy?
And help yourself to sweets.
Cream soda.
I'm just gonna break down. That's what I say. Wait.
We've crossed the Sahara twice this year on a diet of flies. They wander through a few fields and get cream soda.
It all feels a bit dreamlike today, doesn't it? It's just idyllic, isn't it? Look at this.
Two chairs there without names on them.
2 little love seats. Everything's in blossom, which you can smell. There's lambs everywhere. The grass is green, the sky is blue. What more can I say?
That's a long road section now. Stretching ahead of us. About 4 miles from Bellingham. Been very quiet again across these fields. Sheep and lambs for company. This looks like we're going to get up and over this top, and we're hoping after that it will be all downhill to our campsite. We reached the top of the moor above Bellingham. Bellingham or Bellingham? What do you think?
I think it's Bellingham.
You think it's Bellingham? I keep pronouncing it Bellingham. Anyway, we've reached the top of the moor and the mast and we think we've got about 2 miles to go to reach our campsite.
Quite a tiring day really, hasn't it? Lovely, but tiring.
Yeah, it's been quite an undulating day. Across Hadrian's Wall was very undulating.
A lot of sense there.
Yeah, surprising. 3,200 feet to this point. However, it's about 18 degrees at 5 o'clock and the moon's above the mast. Yeah. Just come across the fields off the moor and we're greeted with the sight of Bellingham. We reached Bellingham. It's in the river, the North Tyne River. Beautiful reflection in there tonight. Walk along the riverside to finish into the village. Look for the post office and turn right. This is the Domain campsite. Domain farm campsite, which I'm going to give a massive thank you to, because they are not officially open. They don't open until the 1st of May, and we are the first customers of the year in their 55th year. Look at this. Quite a nice pitch. Domain Farm, Bellingham.
So, day 11, camping on Hadrian's Wall. That was fantastic, wasn't it?
That was,
glorious
great,
views.
Yeah. Walk along Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah, over Crag Lough as well, where we used to go climbing.
And that was glorious. A lot of up and down, but it was just beautiful.
Yeah. And then we had a bit of a moorland sort of section. Moorland, fields, lambs. Charming. It was just charming in the sunshine, wasn't it?
Well, the path was pretty good, mostly.
Yeah.
Bellingham was nice.
Yeah. Entire field to ourselves. Way better than a normal campsite. It was fabulous.
And the Cheviot pub was good.
Yeah, nice meal.
Yeah, so excellent. Yeah, 10 out of 10 day.
Great day.
Day 12 leaves Bellingham behind, crossing the moors past Padon Hill and its monument, before entering Kielder Forest. Following the River Rede to Byrness, we take a break at St Francis Church before climbing Byrness Hill and gaining the Cheviot Ridge. Our day ends with a wild camp at the site of the Roman fort of Chew Green. Let's go!
Saturday morning. And the roles have changed. Haven't they?
Found them. How have they just appeared there? How have they just appeared there?
Now you understand how things get lost and then reappear
They're
in
not lost, they're
tents.
here.
Yeah, that's where
Did you put them there? Did you find them?
losing things in a tent just sends you mad. Saturday, and we're leaving Bellingham just after 7 AM. The sun's just coming up. Pennine Way, and it's 14 1/4. We walked just about a mile out of Bellingham, and that's the first Pennine Way sign we've seen.
14 miles.
There's a bridge of reeds.
It's a boggy one this morning.
Bleak section in the mist this morning. You can see the sun, but it ain't burning through just yet.
The one time that I decide to put on my fresh pair of socks, and now I've got wet feet. Not complaining. The sun keeps trying to come through. It's quite atmospheric, but
pretty bleak at the moment. Yeah, look at that. I heard a motorbike a minute ago, which means there must be a road somewhere. Anyway, across the moors we continue.
Finally the view opens up a little. Start to just drop underneath this mist. The views ahead are opening up and it just looks like we're going over a series of rolling hills. An early morning mist still lingering. It is burning off. Blue sky stretching ahead now. Pond skippers. And over there is Padon Hill. Heading to the forest next.
Jambo, jambo.
And the forestry continues. The endless track. Maybe. I'm just wondering which will be the way. For now, straight ahead, keep to the track. We just arrived here, some sort of cycle event on, and there are some toilets and you might get water there, I don't know. But this isn't always here. Oh, look at that. So this is for the Dirty Reiver 200k cycle race. So doing 200k on a bike you get all this, 260 odd miles on the Pennine Way you get out. We're in the Kielder forest. We're hanging a right. Very pretty section. We are a couple of miles from Byrness. I've just spotted a campsite over to our right. Certainly hobbit huts there and static caravans. I don't know if there's any facility for people just putting up their tents, but it would be a location to try and get a pitch maybe, or if you want to arrange accommodation there you maybe can. Border Forest campsite, camping available for Pennine Way walkers, £10 per night, that's including a shower.
Our next stop was the tiny village of Byrness and St Francis Church.
Oh, we've kindly been given not only water, but permission to cook our noodles here in the churchyard. Very pleasant it is too. The idea being that if we eat all our stuff, we can then hike up the hill and find a sleep for the night.
The church is dedicated to St Francis of Assisi, the patron saint of animals and the natural world.
We'll leave Byrness, which effectively is onto the last leg, although some people do break this up into two. We'll be breaking it up into one and a bit, because we won't be going all the way to Kirkyettam tonight. Now 3:30. See how far we get over the top.
Do you think we'll get to Blazing Saddles?
We might not make the Blazing Saddles, or as more properly termed, Yearning Saddles. 8.5 miles from here, we might not do that tonight. There is a water source just after you start this stage. We've seen a lot of brown water, but that is actually quite clear. So if you're needing water, you can get it there. Climb out of Byrness. Relentlessly steep. Must be 18-20%. And in the heat of the day, oh, sweating now. We're now told you're on the final 24 miles of the Pennine Way. In about 5 kilometres, you will join the Border Ridge, which climbs to the highest point, if you choose to, at the Cheviot.
Once on the summit of Byrness Hill, the ridge across the Cheviot Hills lies ahead of you.
Just got to the top of the first rise, looking back round. There's the campsite way down there we passed earlier on. Yeah, there'd be a nice little spot for a camp there. As it is, we're headed across here. Stunning final section of the Pennine Way.
It's been like that from the start. Say you'll stay.
There's Kielder Reservoir.
I'll help you through the fight.
Magnificent view.
Another beautiful evening. And apparently it's 1 mile to Chew Green, where we think there's a Roman settlement. So let's have a look in a mile. Hopefully we'll find somewhere to camp.
This is the other water source near Chew Green. You could at a push perhaps take it. There is water here if you were desperate.
And here's our pitch. But we think our final pitch. It is stunning. Sun setting. And we're looking all around at those border hills. Northumbrian Scottish border we're at now. Haven't quite reached the Cheviots, but we shall get there tomorrow. Whether we go to the summit of the Cheviot is another matter. We shall see. Gorgeous night. It's warm in the tent for a change. Lovely. About 20 odd miles, I think, maybe a bit more than 20 miles to do tomorrow to get to Kirkieton. Wow, it was good today though, wasn't it? The sun's still shining, the sun's setting behind us now. I think I'll have to go and have a look. Another excellent day. Fabulous.
Left Bellingham this morning, up the road, up the very steep road, and then across fields, and then finally out onto the moorland, which was...
We had a bit of mist for a while, didn't we?
Yeah.
I've almost forgotten about that. It's been
Yeah.
such a nice day. Yeah, a little bit of mist drifting around, which cleared as we crossed over. It was quite bleak, barren, wasn't it, across that section?
Bleak, heathery moor. And there were some undulations, ups and downs.
Yeah. A little bit of bog, but nothing too much. Oh, a lot of forest.
And then into the forest.
In the forest. But that was alright, I didn't mind that. It was.
Yeah. No, it went by
Get me
fairly
down.
quickly. And then into Byrness.
Byrness, which was absolutely charming. But there's no water up here, so you have to really make sure on this last stretch, which is about 27 miles, you have to make sure you've got water with you really, because there's hardly any.
Marks out of 10 for today.
Maybe 9. 9.5. 9.5.
It's been a fabulous day.
The views are lovely.
Yeah.
They're very rolling.
Yeah, it has.
There's lots of open space here, isn't there? It's very wide open. It's beautiful.
The views to the north and these hills, once you leave Byrness, have been stunning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe 9.5, 10.
Into the Scottish borders.
Another day to go.
1 day to go. 20 odd miles tomorrow, we think.
Let's leave it here in the tent then. Do join us next time for the final leg of this amazing journey. Cheerio!
We are now on the Scottish border. We've reached Scotland.